But first tonight, a big story still developing at this hour near Rochester. 6 people killed this morning in Minnesota's deadliest crash in nearly a decade. Here's what we know right now. 2 cars involved in the crash. Each had 3 people inside. They all died at the scene. One car was heading west on I-90 at some point. The other car hopped on the interstate going the wrong way in the westbound lane, as you can see here, and crashed into the other car east of Rochester. Jennifer Austin just spoke with someone who saw the wreckage this morning. Jennifer, hi.
Yeah, hi, Chris. We spoke with a couple people who saw this. One is a first responder in Eyota that's near where this crash happened. He told us it's the worst crash he's ever responded to. We want to show you some video now of the scene. It happened around 1:30 this morning. You mentioned there were 2 cars, 3 people in each. In one, there were 3 family members from Rochester and Paynesville, and the other was a family from Waukesha, Wisconsin. That's the vehicle that the State Patrol says was going the wrong way down I-90, colliding head-on with the other car. The State Patrol says one of those cars then started on fire. People who saw the aftermath of this crash say the wreckage was astonishing.
The front part of the car was flat all the way to the driver's seat. The roof was buckled, and then you could see the car. Otherwise, it would just look like flat metal laying there.
Wrapped up about an hour ago.
Again, all 6 people in this crash died. They ranged in age from 54 to the youngest victim, who's just 11 years old. We don't know yet why that car was driving the wrong way down the interstate. The State Patrol says they're still investigating that. Chris?
Jennifer, live in Rochester, thank you very much.